You guys are always asking me for different levels of coaching, tips, tricks, hints, any different ways to level up in ranked, or sometimes you just want to join my party and rank up with me, which I would love to do for everyone. So I figured I would come up with some level of coaching series for ranked where I'll do a part where I go over my videos, my VODs, and go through the games where I did well and talk about why I do what I do and how the game ends up and what I was thinking, as well as have a section to that where I'm actually going to take 3 to 5 of you and I'm going to coach you. I'm going to get in a Discord call with you, or we can get on, watch you play as you play, and you can share your screen. So if you're interested, again, let me know. That's going to be a lot of fun. As you can see, I'm here at Champion, about to be at Unreal. Every season I typically play a good amount of rank, but this season I have just not been in love with this game. But I've been playing with one of my best friends again recently, and we're back in the hunt, and I've been excited to play again with the new season here. I want to enter the new season with a little bit of hype in this new series. And if you're wondering, why am I listening to this guy? Who are you? Well, I've been playing since the very last day of Chapter 1, Season 3. I have that umbrella to prove it. I have 85,000 kills, which puts me in like the top 3,000 overall, and I have almost 4,000 wins, which again, I've played this game for a while. It's just I don't play as much as I used to because I'm just not as excited about it, but I still feel like I have a lot to offer for people that enjoy this game and want to get better. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because this is going to be a really good series. To give you a little synopsis to let you know how I play ranked, I really believe in playing each ranked game like it's a tournament game. Your goal should be to maximize points every game, which means going for best placement and obviously getting the limbs where you can when you can. Now, we're all different skill levels and we all have different strengths, which kind of means, you know, we all have to play differently. My main belief is that every game you should be flexible within like a certain level, a certain threshold. You should be able to change your gameplay, your patterns up, because obviously every game's going to be different. If you have a one size fits all gaming strategy, you're just going to end up running into situations where that just doesn't fit. It's just not a part of the puzzle and you're just going to end up dying. Like if you're by yourself looking to reboot your team and you're always a W keyer and then you W key the squad, you die instantly. That is like your goal should be maximize the amount of points every game. You know, you waste so much time loading in and out of games that you die and losing points, getting them back, than if you just showed a certain level of patience and strategy. And I think that's the best way, you know, to level up. Typically, people complain about how long it takes to level up in this game in terms of rank, but it's really not that hard if you play their game smart. So in today's video, we're going to be going over 3 games that I play with Chip. It's duos, ranked. I'm champion, almost unreal. And so essentially what I want to focus on here is why we land where we land and what we do after we land. So right here, as you see, the bus went up and down the map, north to south like that. And again, for me, every game you want to maximize points. I'm not looking to land right away and get into all these fights. Like I'm in Unreal lobbies. Like I'm not going to be able to land and just harvest points and move on. So Chip and I decided one of the best points that we feel we found is this airport out here. It has pretty good rotation right out of there. Again, you have the jump pad up here on this mountain, which gives you flexibility if people are already landing, or if they've already, like, if people are landing before you. Again, this is one of my favorite places to land. And you have this house right here with a lot of really good weapons, those like upgraded weapons in the basement. Let's see again, quick rotation, boom, grab that. And now we're going to move down here, right? The thing people don't realize too is you want to make sure you're not ever looting too far away from your teammate, because example right here, prime example, one thing I've learned from landing here, from just knowing the environment, because again, you want to make sure you're landing somewhere you're familiar with. You know, repetition, familiarity, that's very important when it comes to being good in ranked. You want to make sure that you're running off of habit. You know, you want things to be natural. And what I've learned about landing here is that since this is a lower ground area, this airport on the beach compared to that house up there on the hill, about 8 times out of 10, 80% of the time, people are, as soon as they loot up there, because there's a guy that sells purple shotties there, they run over here and they try to camp that bush and see if they can get you coming up the hill. So we've learned to make sure we loot really fast. So you want to make sure that you're aware of your surroundings and where people are coming from. Information is key to winning games. So the more information you can acquire, the better. That's why people who nerd out on the Reddit forums, people who nerd out on those small little metas, it makes such a difference. And there's so many people playing this game, like every little bit, you know, gives you a bit of an edge. So that's, again, you know, make sure you loot up, find your place. So what, again, like I said, what I like about this place is that it's near Snooty Steps. And one thing you'll understand and what you'll recognize about some of these higher level lobbies is that there's this weird stigma that every single POI is going to be absolutely crowded with people. But for some reason, and most likely because everyone wants to camp and just, you know, rack up points, most people don't land on these like secondary main POIs, right? People are landing at Olympus, Brawlers, Grimgate, Underworld. They're landing at these because they're going to get the medallion. You do have those absolute sweats, dominant people who are going to grab those things right away. Some of the middle landing ones, obviously in the middle, statistically you're getting more people there because people are lazy. But you'll find that like places on the edges, sometimes the circle, they're going to be empty. And so what we found is that throughout these games, you'll see we had really good rotation to Snooty, and Snooty, as you'll see as well, like I said, they have this bot. NPCs this season are the strongest they've ever been. I've never been so like paramount and so credulent about making sure that you get an NPC. And it's my little watermelon car. We just rotate right over here. Again, a lot of stuff. This place has so many chests, and this guy right here is the bee's knees. He really is. This guy will give you, I think, whatever you have. I mean, we were getting splash from this guy. We were getting minis, a little ammo, and I remember at one point in another game once, he was giving me just like porta-forts at the end of the game in the rank. So like it was helping rotation so much. But Chip and I are very different people when it comes to us playing. He likes to rotate very early. I kind of like to rotate a little bit later. But we do a really good job complimenting each other, and you know, if I don't agree with something, I'm not going to do it, and same with him, and we'll listen to each other, and it's really good. So right here, he wants to take this high ground right away and move it on the circle edge, which I can't blame him. As you can see here, these two people are kind of tracking us, and high ground is everything, right? So we move up on the circle, move up on the high ground here, and as we're looking around, you know, just trying to figure out who's around, he notices something that they're behind us, see, and that's a little bit of an advantage for them if they're on this. So you'll see Chip tells me, get over here, we got to go over there right now. So I'm looking around. If you haven't figured out by now, as soon as people realize that you're not confident, or they think that you're weak, or you don't have a lot of shield, whatever it is, they're going to push you. Confidence is everything. So you want to make sure that you're giving deterrence. You want to make sure you're shooting at people, letting them know that you're not afraid of them. Because again, as soon as people smell fear, you've lost the fight. Now this is an absolutely terrible place to be, on the edge of the circle. We've got no porta-forts, and we want to make sure we get in right away. And if you're looking at the map right now, there is a ton of people around us. We probably should be running inside right away. I don't know what's taking us so long. Maybe I don't want to run in there without a Chip next to me, but then we realize there's people above us, and when there's people above you like that, you have no choice. You have to throw down a porta-fort. Not only can you jump up there if you need to, you give cover from above. Again, these guys probably should have pushed us. Boom. See that teamwork? We both knew to get up here. We're communicating. Now we know. Now we know. It's like, get the hell in the building. Get in the building. This is one of those situations where you absolutely are not sure if you're going to make it out, because there's two teams around us with a third team looking to like fourth party. But again, this is about patience. If you know, you can be in storm for about 8 minutes and like 40 seconds before you get storm sickness. So like with situations like this, sometimes patience is absolutely key. So right here, it's like we're thinking we might have to stay here until they run away, and then we'll follow in the storm. Or do we run while they're fighting? So it looks like we're going to run. We're going to go early. Because like I said, Chip likes to move early, so we move. Now we're out just smack dab out here in the middle. You got to make sure you're looking all ways. Now see, again, when in zero builds, you have to use waypoints when it comes to rotating. You have to use rocks. Jump from place to place. Chip did a really good job here. He told me, wait, stop. Let your sprint refill before we go again. I was like, good call, good call. I would have gone with like 70% sprint, and that extra 1 second of sprint sometimes is the difference between life and death. Now right here, we almost died here. We have to work on our motorcycle coordination there. That could have easily turned out into a death. But again, this is where sometimes you just got to move. We got a bike. You see the circle here. Part of us is just saying there's a ton of teams right next to us. Odds are they're going to be on this edge when they rotate in, so we need to move in as quick as possible. And this is where we see we're in the circle. We're in the circle here. Pretty good, looking pretty good. So this is where I think we communicate. We're like, all right, we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Our biggest goal in being here is to either catch people off guard who are rotating in, as well as just, again, we're waiting to get to the end game. The end game is where you can rack up points. You get points for Elims. You get points for a better placement. But again, what we can do right here is potentially, hopefully, catch someone who's running up on us. And again, like I said, this NPC is so useful. He just kept dropping splash. And again, this is the difference between life and death, when you can have all this extra health. So rack up your golden pubs, use it in ranked. Yeah, there's people going by. Again, don't shoot. People come by, don't shoot. There's no need to take that fight. They didn't come in here. Why would we jeopardize that? But look at these two. Just moving quick, right? So this is what we're talking about. Trying to catch people off guard, catch people sleeping, catch them lacking. So here they are. So they approach pretty quick. And this person right here, I'm not sure what they were doing. That was really bozo. Not to be rude, but he gets dropped by Chip. I go out. Obviously that guy's gonna run, because why would he stay? Get the Elim. Boom, boom. I cannot wait until the chains are out this season. Next season, the chains are just miserable, bro. But if you know how to use them, boy, they're amazing here. One thing this season, too, I've had to be really careful about is Making sure I don't waste my zooms. Sometimes I accidentally double tap A on my controller or space bar. Our main goal here is just to get in with a little bit of cover, and we got really lucky with the circle on the edge here, so our goal is to stay kind of hidden, tucked in, and watch our sides. Yeah, this is really good. Just stay on the edge, work the edge, stay alive. Then we notice someone is moving behind me. I saw a visual, on my visual audio, I actually saw this guy's feet. Right? And that's why you have to have your visual audio effects on. You have to have your visual audio effects on because, again, it'll see things, it'll bring up things that you cannot see or hear. It's crazy. And if you didn't just notice, I just picked up the mythic shoddy in zero builds. That mythic gatekeeper, in my opinion, when I have that in my hands, I feel like I can't die. It's just that crazy. So again, the island, you always have to watch out for the island. There's always people up there. There's always people on the island. So no matter what you do, it's like the great eye of Sauron. The eye is the great eye of Sauron. No matter what you do, you have to make sure it's not watching you. Whenever you rotate, you got to keep an eye on it because snipers, dude. Goodness gracious. So here again, look at us. We're rotating in. Kind of like, again, our goal is just to get in, find a spot, just stay tucked in. We want to make sure we're avoiding in any confrontation here. Stop getting into fights when you're behind people going into the circle. Don't make people turn around to fight you. If you're behind them, just keep sneaking up. Like right here now, we notice we've got the hill here and we don't want to just sit there in the car. And again, take high ground, can't do it. First thing we think of is, gotta move, gotta get into that building. That's our main goal, get into that building. We had a little bit of an argument whether we should stay at the reboot van, but he made the right call to go into this place. Now something is gonna happen here that's gonna blow your absolute mind. Something is gonna happen here. I want you to pay attention to how much time we spend in this house, right? So our main goal here now, we have great circle. We got circle, which is huge luck. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but it's very, very stacked in this area. And our main goal is just, again, one person, watch each direction. Don't be silly. Don't be those people that are talking, looking out the same door. Now, Chip right here realizes someone's rotating over and we have a chance to jump out. So we jump out really quickly, get them quickly, jump back in. You know, we didn't bother finishing. You don't need to finish. You don't need to finish right off the bat. You know, take your time. So now we're figuring ourselves out. And then, of course, you know, I don't know if that was the best decision, but here I am. I did it. But I wasn't sure if the guy was going to run up and pick him up and take him. So again, keep in mind how long we've been in this house. Keep in mind how long we've been in this house. Notice this. I just stood there for how long? Oh, wait a second. Chip, where are you going? Yeah, this is Chip, by the way. This is Chip's perspective. This is the definition. This is what happens in these Champions and Unreal Elite lobbies. You have to check every nook and cranny. It's disgusting. Or else something like this might happen. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That just happened. There are literally two guys up there. I kid you not. There are two guys up there. So in the real game, that ceiling was gone and it was our mistake not to go check it. But I kid you not, those guys, and I'll show you after this fight, those guys sat up there for, you'll see. So got him. Now I'll show you what I did there in a second. Boom, right hand peeked him. Now I want you to see what I did there really quickly. I'm gonna slow it down. So he goes up there, right? I want you to show this happens, right? So he goes down. Yes, you can see the ceiling's gone now. So he goes down, right? And now I know I have the right hand peek, and I know immediately that they're gonna push. They have the advantage. Why wouldn't they? But I also know I have the mythic gatekeeper. So I'm not really sure I'm gonna run. Like I think I can win this. So I'm holding the right hand peek. I'm making sure, and I know he's gonna jump down. So I know it's gonna be all about hitting him in the air or when he lands. So I keep that angle. I'm waiting. Now right there, see, huge mistake on his end. He probably should have jumped straight down in front of me. But look at me, jumps away. I hit him one time in the air for like about 100. He's in trouble. I hit him again, and I don't even give him a chance to shoot me because I'm already moving away. When you're moving away with that right hand peek, it's just too easy. And so his teammate is in again. I don't know what he's doing. We'll see in a second. But I go for the quick reload and see now. Look, I don't realize he's up there. This is huge right here. I don't realize that I think he's up there still, and I'm waiting for him to drop down. I don't see him. Look at him blending in. I don't see that. And so he hits me there really good. And he hits me again. And very dangerous. But he pulls out his heels, and we get them both. And this is where we have to decide. Are we going to move right away? Are we going to wait to the end? And this is where that flexibility matters. You know, it depends on what type of What type of movement do you have? What type of do you have, you know, bunkers? Do you have shockwaves? Do you have wings? So right now, also another goal is just make sure we pop people that try and rotate by us. Boom, boom, he's gone. Now again, to show you what I did there in that fight. To show you what I did there in that fight. One thing you can always count on when these late rotations happen is someone's gonna run by you, right? And if you can, yeah, dude, look at Miles's legs move right there. And if you can come out and catch them off guard, that is such an advantage. So this guy, he's moving quick, and he does know we're here. But if you notice here, I hit him once as he's falling, which for only 26, that's terrible. Then quick on the rebound as I'm moving back to cover. Do you notice how as I'm strafing back, both in one action, I'm shooting the person as well as getting to cover in one action. That's 60, and then right there, I hit him with the shot, third shot in the shotty, and then I switched right over to my SMG. All in one fluid motion. Money. Now this is where it gets super difficult, right? And that's why, because that guy just dropped my face like that. I mean, again, snipers this season are incredible. And this is where we're like, okay, Chip's got it. Chip's got it. Chip's got it. Chip's got it. Sniper rifle now. So boom, that was game one. Honestly, what we could have done better there, if I could look back there, probably should have rotated together and probably should have gone a little bit more left, or at some level probably use our shockwaves. But sometimes, again, you just get terrible hand, and that was a terrible angle. We had two snipers looking at us, and we both got dropped. So this second game, we pretty much did the exact same thing. We landed out there on the beach at the airport, rotated into Snooty. We picked up the NPC. Now we're just rotating into Circle. Now we did take a little bit different route this game, coming up on the bunker, and bunkers and ranked again are one of those things where sometimes you're gonna find the alphas of the lobby going straight to the bunkers, and that might be bad luck, or you're gonna find people are afraid of the bunkers because again, people assume everyone's going straight to the bunker. So we're here at perfect timing. So Chip's gonna hang out in the bush while I go in and loot. That way we're just not blindly caught off guard, because again, there's always a bigger rat in arena. If you know ranked, there's always a bigger rat. So Chip's gonna hang out outside there and allow me to go run in and just open everything, let him know I'm communicating what I'm picking up. He's looking around with his sniper. And again, these bunkers, again, can be life-changing. If you go in here, if your gatekeeper goes from a 3 to 5 shot gatekeeper, your entire game could eventually essentially change. So if you can get a bunker without anyone, with no pushback, then you gotta go do it. It's worth the risk. I always believe in getting the gold. The gold is super valuable in this game, especially with the NPCs. Chip runs in and gets what he does. He's gonna get what he can. In the meantime, this NPC is just dropping splash. Like I said, dude, he is awesome. Rotates. When you're rotating, you should always be using some level that speeds you up. And right now, this fizzle jizzle berry stuff is extremely useful. So take those berries, move quickly. So again, here, same kind of concept as before. We're riding the edge, making sure we're making smart rotations, nothing crazy. Now right here, he notices two people coming up on us over here to the left. Now, he is smart not to shoot right here, right? He didn't shoot because obviously we would have started a whole fight here. Instead, we jump on this, get a quick get out, because they're going to the island, it looks like. And then so we're gonna go here, and this is one of those situations, right? So this is one of those situations where we have a good place, we have a bush, we've rotated in, and now it's just about being patient, right? We want to see what the circle does. So we wait in this bush for a bit, keep waiting. Patience is key, patience is key. All right, so we got to move again. We see the circle move, not going to waste a second. We're moving right away. Again, riding that edge as much as possible. The bike is clutch. So here's another instance where we got to figure out where we're going to go. Now, we kind of were panicking here. I'm not going to lie. We were definitely panicking here when it comes to figuring out where we're going to stop. Because look at this. Here's the circle. There's high ground all around us. I don't think we have order forts here. So our biggest thing here is just, we were going to hide in that bush, but he actually ran into it. So sometimes be careful when you're driving. So at this point now, it's about avoiding all the snipers who are looking around us. And that can be extremely difficult. And you just got to figure out your angles. Again, right here, I'm extremely lucky these guys are not hitting me, but I'm staying patient. I'm not using my porta fort yet, because a porta fort is life. If you have a porta fort, that will save your life. Making sure to rotate, stay on the edge, stay around the rocks, making sure that no one can get an angle on us. Keep it moving. Putting shots on people, making sure. And this is where him and I were deciding we got to figure out if it's 2 or 1 people, and it's 2 people, so we got to figure out, can we get an angle on them? We have the high ground. Can we do something here? So we're looking for an angle. We're looking for an angle. We know they can sneak up on us. We're looking around. The Chip's gonna get on that side. You see, now we're trying to like bait him out, trying to get him to push out at me. And I've got the chains here too, right? So with this season, one of the most effective things you've seen happen is pulling people out of there with the chain. You can pull someone out. It's so crazy. So got him there, but obviously, no bueno. So this is big here, right? So again, this is, again, one of those end game situations, where we're running the back of the circle. It's all about just being quick and knowing like what you're doing. That's why I jumped off and fell. Someone running up. Good shots right there by Chip to take him out. Again, there's always someone running up behind you when you're rotating in. Try and check your 6 as much as possible. Don't be like blindsided by someone that you had no idea was right behind you. So we're here on the edge again. Again, we're riding the edge. We're on the edge. We got to pour for it. We have to move over to the left a bit. But we realize like there are snipers and there are people everywhere. And our boy Chip, I think I remember here, he had like 4 health, if I remember correctly. That health is not accurate there. So our biggest thing here is we want to make sure we can maybe third party someone and try and get, you know, a knock to distract them while we can move. So now that Chip is gone, I have to be super smart to make sure that I don't do anything silly. So I'm waiting for them to look away, then I push up. And then again, third party. The idea here should be third party, these 2 teams fighting, right? But again, there's always a bigger rat. So always keep looking, like right there, prime example. Very good thing he was not better. Very good thing here. So in the game here, I had about 40 health here. This is inaccurate. This is not correct. I had about 40 health here, and I was thinking to myself, I have to get my med kit up here. I have to get my meds up. 1v1 here, and I have about 50 health in the game, and I'm looking for a banana. I'm looking for a med kit, and then I realize this guy just got out of a fight. I just heard him fight, and I heard his teammate die. And if I can't find health, only one of us is going to get stronger, right? And since I can't find health, I got to push him as quick as possible because he's probably healing and I'm not getting any stronger. So obviously I see his footsteps in here. I know he's aware that I'm here. So I'm going to try and take these bandages. But again, I know the moment he hears me taking bandages, he's going to push me. So I know this. That's why right here at the end, I'm making sure to put this in between me so I can peek out over a little bit. Because now that he heard that, he's coming. And Chip also was like, he's going to be coming. He's going to be coming. So I know I'm kind of baiting him here while also getting my health up. Boom, he jumps up. Boom. Got him. So again, if you're wondering what the heck just happened here, let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. I know that he's inside of here. So my whole goal here is to make him come to me. Like, because when someone decides to come to you, there's usually that split second you can take action. You can take advantage. So right here, I know when he hops up, I'm going to be able to grab him. So I'm baiting. You hear the door open. Now, right there, I don't know how he did it. He must have missed right there, but I turn and I hit him on my first shot going up the movement. I hit him on my way down. I duck his shot and boom. Did you see how I did that earlier? Again, I'm shooting people as I rotate. I'm letting my strafing, my movement, I'm letting that dictate as I can shoot. You know, and there's that movement. You know, you use your movement with your aim. Don't try and fight your movement. You know, don't go one way and try to aim the other way. Use it to where like they intersect, like, you know, your movement, your aim, like boom, hit, you know, when they sync up. And of course the duck shot, you know, when you shoot, people are going to try and boom, boom, boom. Most people don't go down, but so I ducked underneath that shot. So from his perspective, he's waiting for me to drop down here. He's trying to shoot me through the window. He hears me healing. So he jumps up. Advantage. He does hit me for 23. He doesn't shoot again. It's just too slow. He just took way too long. But hey, that's how you do it. For this third game, we landed the exact same spot, but this game, the rule of 3 came into play. I always say if you have 2 good games in a row, that third one, something weird is going to happen. Something is going to be different. You're not going to have 3 games in a row of being super easy. And what do we have it? This team rotated right from over there, that house that I told you about. They always rotate over. So these guys came at us quick, and honestly, I just don't think they're prepared for us to have, you know, shotguns and chains ready right on them. Because remember, that they sell purple shotties over there, so they expected to have a major advantage over on us. And right here, you're just not going to win a 2v1. 0 builds. It's not gonna happen. As we rotated in, we figured, hey, let's go get the storm pass, but someone beat us there. So now we're trying to figure out, are we gonna push them up there? We're gonna try and catch them off guard, or are we gonna rotate out of here? So we're being super patient. And what ends up happening here is that we see those teams. And what ends up happening here is we see that team that was just on the storm tracker. They're now in a huge fight. That's right, I forgot about this. Deterrence. I'm telling you, when someone tries to make a move on you, show them you're not scared of them. It's gonna make them not push you. Most of the time. Sometimes people are just demons. But again, right here, easy third party. Water bending. There's no reason for us to leave this. We have high ground here, right? So if you're looking at our positioning, we have high ground. We have people in front of us that we can get kills from. There's literally no reason for us to leave this spot. So we're going to sit here as long as we can, try and pick off whoever we can. I'm a big believer in checking your 6s, checking your 9s, your 12s. Like, make sure you're looking around. There's always a bigger rat. Someone's always looking to sneak up on you. So now that we're rotating in towards one of these later circles, we realize that we're going to have people rolling up on us. We're going to have people on our sides. Again, always use the fizzle jizzle juice if you can. Don't rotate. Just don't rotate without any help. You need to get help when you're rotating. This game was going really well until we just froze. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in this game. We both froze and then got sniped. So in our third and final game, sometimes you just have terrible luck. We actually had a great game going there. We had great rotations. We had great weapons, except the game froze. I got sniped in the head, and then somehow he got caught lacking. I don't really know what that was, but that was our 3 games. That was our 3 games for our first episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a few things. Again, these will get better as I make more, and I'll get more proficient and efficient with my advice and coaching. But I really just wanted you to see how we played, how we rotated, my thought process. But we'll get more specific as these go on. Like I said, we'll figure this out, and I hope you had a good time. Make sure you hit that subscription button. Let me know in the comments specific questions you might have about rotations, weapons, metas, anything pertaining to ranked or the game that I can help you in. And as always, hit that subscription button, turn notifications on, and remember, go out there and do something great.